Well, it is a little late, and it may be a little strange to say, but you have no idea how happy I'm about finally having 10 subscribers. I mean, in the place I came from, 10 is considered to be the greatest number ever created, with the exception of every other number that is bigger than 10, which is only about this many. But other than that, I could finally refer back to a list I had created a long time ago about all of the games that I would review at certain times, this list having been created almost 1,000 millennia ago, before the first humans crawled out of the primordial sea from whence they came. How I managed to do this is a secret that is contained inside of my autobiography, shown here. And listen, yes, I know this isn't a very large number, especially when you compare it to some other people's channels. But even then, they only had 10 subscribers at one point, and who knows, maybe one day we can look back on this and laugh at how ridiculous it is. But enough about that. You are here to see me reviewing something special, so, in accordance with said ancient book, I decided to set out and review Fallout 1. Is what I would be saying if I didn't die on the first rat after spending an hour customizing my character. I really wish I had a capture camera so you could have seen my reaction. However, while contemplating my own airspeed velocity, it had occurred to me that most people don't review what the fans of video games have created, even though things like company created byproducts are top tier review material. So that is why, starting right now, I officially proclaim to the world that I will henceforth review video games and video game byproducts, starting with the ever so popular LSD. No, not that LSD. That's the video game. I'm talking about the fan comic. Created by Evil Apple 513, the comic, known simply as LSD Dream Emulator, though he did also make another 6-page comic called Ludicrous Sectal Dream. That one, which isn't the one that I will be talking about, as it does follow more or less the same idea as the previously mentioned comic I will be reviewing, and is more of a short, fun version than anything else. They both star a character named Kazuki, who is an overworked businessman who lives in... well, that doesn't matter because he has been incredibly overworked and is more or less dead tired from lack of sleep. So, on New Year's Eve, he gets a device called Linen, a dream emulator, that will send anyone who uses it to sleep and also give them a series of dreams that they can control. Or lucid dreams. And that's pretty much all I can tell you now. In all honesty, not all that much happened story-wise, save for a hint at some hidden memories of when he was a child at an amusement park, which is more story than the original game gave us inside of it. So I can actually say that is a nice bonus to have some hints that there is something bigger coming. And Kazuki himself is actually a fun character, even if he is a little on the stereotypical side of older businessman. In addition to that, Evil Apple is really good at drawing, so LSD Dream Emulator looks very nice, especially when it comes to the more famous elements of the original game, as, despite the lack of color, the dream scenes themselves remind me of the home dimension, and are very, very fun to look at, and make you want to see more of them. Sort of like watching a box of puppies driving a train through a wormhole to kill FDR. But enough about that, I actually have to talk about some of the bad stuff. And this is going to be a little weird as I only have one complaint and two, I'll just call them things. The first thing is that the main character Kazuki is a guy. Now the reason for this is because the game is supposed to be based on the dream journal of Hiroko Nishikawa, who is a female, so it would have been a nice touch to have had her as the main character. Like I said, it's not so much of a complaint as Kazuki is a decent character, and you never do see what the actual player character is in the game, so that's why it's more of a thing than a legitimate complaint. The next thing was about length, as it's only around 30 pages long, and it is written more like a manga than a webcomic, so the story hasn't gotten to move very far. Once again, more of a thing than an actual complaint, and I guess it's a good one to have. On the other hand, one thing I have a legitimate reason to complain about would have to be the setting, because here, let me describe it to you. Our story takes place in the year 2138 in planet Tokyo, which is a series of floating islands above the remains of the flooded old Tokyo. But that's okay because it is only one of a large number of megalopolis around the world and is the most advanced, discounting the ones that are on the moon and Mars. Okay, I am not criticizing this setting, as I do like it and legitimately want to know more. I'm criticizing the choice of setting as A, it doesn't really mesh well with the story where we are supposed to be more interested in the dreams, and the real world is supposed to be normal and uninteresting as a contrast. Maybe leaking into something like this later on. B, it was revealed in expositional dialogue after we had seen the real world and how little had changed in over 100 years. C, I just don't get it. Is it to explain the LSD device? As a creepy old man lady, a shady merchant, a friend into antiquing the garbage, or hell, even Zoidberg could have sufficed for that. If it's setting up some sort of butterfly's dream where it turns out that he has only been dreaming in the real world segments, that would be more suited to the Matrix or an Atlas game, and would still need more of an explanation for all the crazy of the dream world. Other than the setting, which I'm not sure what could be done about it, I have no problems with this. Sure, there are the two aforementioned things, but the second one is a non-issue now, as, because it took me so long to make this review, the series has begun to update twice a week. I honestly suggest reading it, as I don't know about you, but I kind of want to see more of the real world and the dream world. Which I guess makes the real world being interesting a boon? I don't know. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Now, if you excuse me, there's a rat's head with my boot's name on it. If you like this review and want to see more like it, well, none of my other reviews are really like this, but please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe using the appropriate buttons below, so I at least know that more people do want me to make more videos similar to this. And heck, since this is about fan works, you can suggest some to me. And who knows, I might actually review some of them. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you had a good day, and I hope to see you again soon.